The team's come together really well already, and it's going to be really special.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us live from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. The puck is about to drop in just over half an hour in the Elder Peterson Arena behind us. Fans are still trickling in to watch the Humboldt Broncos take the ice in their first game of the season as a new team. Tonight, we hear from Caleb Dahlgren, who overcame devastating injuries to once again play the game he loves so much. Catherine Ward has that story. Terry, the whole community is keeping those fighting for their lives in hospital in their thoughts and prayers. And today, the Saskatchewan Health Authority released an update on the 12 people still in hospital. As of noon today, 4 are in critical condition, 4 are in serious condition, and the final 4 are in stable condition. The Health Authority has also deployed mental health counseling supports to Humboldt, and counseling is underway. And this morning, the heartache that gripped the nation has taken another incomprehensible turn. 2 families, one thinking their child was alive, the other thinking their child was dead, found out overnight that they were wrongly identified. Global's Brittany Greenslade has more. And now many are wondering what they can do to help this community. A GoFundMe page has been set up and it's already raised over $6 million. And now today, another initiative was announced. The SJHL, along with Federated Co-op, is establishing an assistance program that will provide mental health support and grief counseling to all players in the league. Officials say the work needs to be done now to help heal lifelong scars. Afternoon's budget address starting with a somber message from Finance Minister and Humboldt MLA Donna Harpower. Before getting to the numbers, a moment of silence for the victims of Friday's tragic crash. A sign of it flying over the Legislative Building as flags remain at half-mast. Good evening and thanks for joining us. It is back to business today, even though question period is canceled until tomorrow. The Legislative Building was bustling for today's budget. David Baxter is live at the Legislative Building for us tonight. David. Finance Minister Donna Harpower is also the MLA for Humboldt. A tough day for her as she tries to balance the two today. She joins us now live from the legislature. Minister Harpower, thanks for joining us. Your plan to balance the books by 2020. However, debt is at its highest point since 2008. What's the plan to pay down that debt?
Marney?
Thanks for that, Carlisle. And as you heard, there is a lot of construction in the budget this year. And joining me to talk a little bit more about that right now is Finance Minister Donna Harpower. So big projects mean a lot of borrowing. How does the government justify this debt while touting a balanced budget? And we are seeing an increase to child education, but not an increase to advanced education. Why was this not made a priority this year?
Well, we
Good evening and welcome to Global News at 5. The lost shooter has learned his fate. The young man will spend life in prison with no chance of parole for 10 years. The now 20-year-old was a few weeks shy of his 18th birthday when he carried out his rampage, killing brothers Dane and Drayden Fontaine at a home before driving to the high school. There he killed teacher Adam Wood and teacher's aide Marie Janvier while wounding 7 others. Ryan Kessler has been covering the trial for us and joins us now from Meadow Lake. Ryan, we know the shooter was sentenced as an adult, so why is his name not public today? Thanks for joining us. Hundreds of units will be convoying their way through Regina to attend a rally against the carbon tax today. And our Sarah Comedina joins us live from Evraz Place with how this is expected to impact traffic. Sarah? Thanks for joining us. If you didn't see the convoy in Regina yesterday, there's a good chance you heard it. Hundreds of trucks, semis, and other industrial vehicles made their way through the Queen City to protest the carbon tax. The federal carbon tax took effect on Monday, an effort to curb emissions. Premier Scott Moe spoke at the event. He brought up carbon capture and agricultural techniques to reduce emissions, saying that's more beneficial than the carbon tax. Lately, obviously, the Heritage Classic is coming, and there has been a bit of a hotel shortage. Hotels did book up quite quickly, and we saw this issue with the 2013 Grey Cup as well. Is the city equipped for large-scale events such as this?
Absolutely, we are.
Growing outside of Canada as well, Tim's recently expanded to China. Can you tell us a little bit more about efforts to just keep the innovation coming and keep expanding. I believe it's only 10 days away.
Countdown is on.
I was looking at some of this. Jason Momoa was posting it on Instagram yesterday, and it just looked like a really emotional time for all the cast.
I can imagine. I mean, that's like a life's work in that show. You know, that's it.
Also, do you see Macy Williams on Jimmy Kimmel pretending to leak some information about the show? She actually had me for a bit, but I was like, no, this is April Fool's Day. It must be. But she's such a good actress. I was like, oh my gosh, she just leaked it on TV. But
I love that you fell for it.
Yeah.
And they filmed all those alternate endings.
And if you thought Rider games couldn't get any more exciting, live entertainment, game day themes, and a DJ have been added to the team's upcoming season off the field. Each of their 10 home games at Mosaic Stadium will feature different themes like Country Day and Sasky Saturday. The club is also launching the Riders' halftime summer concert series during 5 games in the summer. And meteorologist Tiffany Lise joins us now. And Tiffany, I think the saying goes, in with the good, out with the bad, but that's not the case.
No. No.
All right, thanks, Tiffany, and great Irish accent.
Thanks, you're lying.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Regina City Council could be getting a raise in the new year. Incoming federal tax changes will take a chunk out of their salaries, and mayor and council are looking for a way to make it back. Cami Kepke explains. A 100-year-old landmark has been completely destroyed by fire. Drone footage from CJME shows the flames were high and the fire was massive last night. It caught fire at around 8 and crews were on scene for more than 2 hours. After the flames were put out, the site was still smoldering for hours. While Global News crews were on scene, hotspots reignited a small brush fire. The landowner, our camera operator, and a neighbor helped put it out. The barn was built in 1910.